Did you by chance see Oblique Seville with the slow reaction time in Heat 1?
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. That man was panicking in the back.
As you can see, Usain Bolt celebrating.
Oh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant.
He's pushed someone off the balcony, but we're all right.
Oh, that's brilliant. A Jamaican.
I proved to the world that Oblique Seville is the champion.
I'm one of the top elite athletes in the world, and no one can take that away from me. It's just that I haven't delivered on the world stage, and for sure, one day it will happen.
To a ratio, it is going to be an Oblique Seville run. It's going to be very transparent, a massive run.
The stadium fell silent for a split second, then erupted into chaos. Cameras flashed, commentators lost their voices, and one man stood at the center of it all: Oblique Seville. The young Jamaican sprint star had just destroyed his American rival, Noah Lyles, in the 100 meters at the World Championships. And make no mistake, this wasn't just a victory, this was a statement. A cold, calculated warning shot that echoed through the world of athletics. For years, fans had been waiting for the next Usain Bolt, the next king of sprinting who could command both speed and swagger. But what they didn't expect was that the man to seize that throne wouldn't just win, he'd humiliate one of the sport's loudest voices in front of the world. After years of watching Lyles dominate headlines with his charisma and confidence, Seville did his talking on the track. And when the cameras turned to him afterward, he didn't flinch, he didn't smile, he simply delivered one of the iciest messages you'll ever hear. But to understand the weight of his words, you have to see how this rivalry was born, and how Seville quietly built the storm that would one day swallow Noah Lyles whole. Rewind a year earlier, the 2024 Paris Olympics, the biggest stage in the world, the race that decides legacies. Noah Lyles walked onto that track with gold written all over him. Cameras loved him, commentators hyped him, and fans believed this was his moment. When the gun fired, he exploded down the track, arms pumping like pistons, legs slicing through the air as the world watched history unfold. He crossed the line in 9.79 seconds. Olympic champion, the self-proclaimed fastest man alive. Behind him, Oblique Seville was nowhere near that same glory. He stumbled out of the blocks, never found his rhythm, and finished 8th with a disappointing 9.91. To many, that was the end of his story. Another Jamaican who couldn't carry Bolt's torch. But in that defeat, Seville found something far more powerful than any medal: revenge. Because while the world celebrated Lyles, Seville was already plotting his comeback. He went silent, no social media rants, no interviews, just pure work. And when he re-emerged in Tokyo for the World Championships, he was faster, stronger, and colder than ever. What he did next would flip the sprinting world upside down. Tokyo 2025. The stage where the quiet kid from Jamaica would explode into legend. The crowd was electric, the tension unbearable, and yet Seville looked unbothered. Noah Lyles, on the other hand, had the weight of expectation pressing down like never before. Everyone expected another American show, another celebration, another quote, another flex. But when that gun went off, something changed. Seville launched like a bullet from the blocks, his start sharper than ever before. His drive phase was pure poetry, his stride smooth but savage. Halfway through, Lyles tried to close the gap, but there was no gap to close. Seville didn't just lead, he dominated, gliding to a 9.77 finish, his new personal best. Lyles crossed in 9.89, third place, dethroned, outclassed, and silenced. The cameras swung toward Seville, waiting for him to crack a smile or throw shade. Instead, he delivered a cold, surgical response that sent chills through the press room. Noah Lyles is going too hard to beat me. No arrogance, no hesitation, just truth. And what he said next made it clear this wasn't a rivalry built on ego. It was built on calculation. "I analyze myself as an athlete," Seville said calmly, eyes locked on the reporter. "I don't study other athletes, but I know this sport." That line hit like thunder. In a world where everyone compares themselves to their rivals, Seville made it clear. He doesn't chase, he leads. He talked about his start, his finish, his mechanics with the precision of a scientist, breaking down exactly why Noah Lyles couldn't touch him on his best day. He wasn't speaking with arrogance. He was speaking with certainty, and that's what made it dangerous. Because when a sprinter stops trying to prove himself and starts believing he's untouchable, that's when legends are born. Fans could feel it. Jamaican pride lit up social media. Suddenly, the world wasn't talking about Bolt's legacy. They were talking about Seville's arrival. But behind all that confidence was a deeper story, one that showed just how close Seville came to losing it all before his breakthrough. Because before Tokyo, before his cold message, there was a near disaster that almost shattered his momentum completely. Just days before his World Championship glory, Seville almost didn't make it past the heats. His start was sloppy, his timing off, his rhythm broken. For a moment, it looked like another early exit, the kind of heartbreak that ruins careers. He barely qualified for the semifinals, scraping through by fractions of a second. Commentators called it luck, critics said he wasn't ready, and Lyles' camp couldn't resist a little jab. The American took to interviews with a smirk, suggesting Seville was panicking in the back before his race. It was classic Lyles. Confident, charming, and dripping with shade. But that only fueled Seville's fire. By the time the final came around, the man who almost didn't qualify was ready to silence the world. Every ounce of doubt, every headline questioning his nerve, was burned away in those 9.77 seconds. And when he crossed that finish line, his face told the story. No smile, no celebration, just icy focus. Because for Seville, this wasn't just about winning a race. It was about reclaiming his identity and proving that the torch Usain Bolt left behind had finally found its rightful holder. Meanwhile, Noah Lyles tried to keep his composure. He went on social media posting, "I got nothing but the joy of the Lord in my heart." It was humble, positive, and graceful. But deep down, fans could see the disappointment. For years, Lyles had been the face of American sprinting. The entertainer, the showman who believed his time was now. He had conquered the 200 meters repeatedly, becoming a 4-time world champion. But this, losing the 100 meter to Seville, was different. It stung. It exposed cracks in his dominance. For the first time in a long while, Lyles had met someone who wasn't intimidated by his energy or his reputation. Seville didn't engage in verbal battles or mind games. He just ran faster. And that simplicity, that silent destruction, made him dangerous. Because while Lyles was already thinking about the next 200 meter, Seville had made his point clear. He didn't need showmanship to win. He just needed the track. But what came next would take this rivalry from competition, the Cold War. In the weeks that followed, both men trained like warriors heading into battle. Lyles' camp leaked videos of him grinding in the gym, pushing heavier weights, perfecting his start, hungry for revenge. Meanwhile, Seville stayed silent. No updates, no clips, just whispers of his relentless training in Jamaica's heat. Coaches said his form was scary good. Rumors spread that he was chasing 9.6 territory, something unseen since Bolt's reign. Every meet, every word, every glance between the two added tension. The media hyped it as the new Bolt versus, gay Jamaica versus, USA, a rivalry reborn, but beneath all the talk, one truth emerged. Seville had flipped the psychological game. Lyles, once the master of mind games, now looked cautious. Fans started choosing sides. The flamboyant showman or the silent assassin. And when reporters finally asked Seville what message he had for Noah ahead of their next race, he didn't even blink. "He's chasing ghosts," he said quietly. "I'm chasing history." That line alone made it clear. This battle was far from over. Now, as the world looks toward the next championship season, all eyes are on these two men. One represents confidence and charisma, the other, precision and power. Lyles has vowed to reclaim his throne, while Seville stands unshaken, a symbol of Jamaica's next generation. Their rivalry isn't just about speed anymore. It's about pride, legacy, and the very definition of greatness. Every fraction of a second between them carries years of work, pressure, and emotion. Fans debate endlessly. Who's truly the fastest man alive? But if Tokyo taught us anything, it's that silence can speak louder than showmanship. Oblique Seville doesn't need headlines or hashtags. His message is delivered in lightning. Cold, precise, unstoppable. And when that gun fires again, one thing is certain. The world will hold its breath waiting to see if Noah Lyles can rise, or if Oblique Seville will once again prove that when the talking stops, the truth runs faster.